Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Ain binti Burhan from AP1164A. So today I will present about the construction and the case that happened at the site. So the Ministry of Human Resources oversees the Department of Occupational Safety and Health. The department had a key role in granting the safety, health and welfare of the workers as well as protecting them from harm. On February 25, 1994, the Occupational Safety and Health Act was signed into law. So, even though the project of building was already, there must be some accident, either a small or large accident. So our recent study is on workers who were killed while working at the site. Our group has made a choice to make a research about this foreign worker that was killed in the construction. We have read about the article. So this report is regarding the accident that happened at the workplace. An unplanned, unpleasant, unexpected and uncontrollable incident is referred to as an accident. An injury is not always the result of an accident. It might be in the form of damaged equipment and material, with the most serious cases receiving the most attention. All accidents should be taken seriously regardless of the type of the damage or loss. So this case really shocked the other workers because one of the co-worker died. This case was one of the cases that shocked many people. Therefore, this report will be discussed about the possible cause of fault of the accident and the precaution taken. So that's all from me.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Muhammad Azrul bin Ahmad Precaution from AP1164A. Today I will present about the case celebration. Work murdered by concrete mold occurred on 23rd January 2020 at a construction site. The accident occurred at a factory in the Malaysian state of Johor. According to the case report, a foreign worker was killed when he was crushed by a reinforced concrete mold while cleaning it for the following activities. There are version points that are highlighted in this case. First is the factory was not registered with the Department of Health and Human Services. We all know that DOSH oversees safeguarding the safety, health and welfare of individuals at work, as well as protecting other people for the hazard and the risk from the activity sector, safety and health hazard. Apart from that, the the activity there was no OSS system in the factory was also highlighted. OSS stands for Occupational Safety and Health, and it deals with all elements of workplace health and safety, with a particular emphasis on primary hazard prevention. Its objective is keep people safe at work by preventing workplace accidents and injuries. In the meantime, there were no safe work practices in place for relevant tasks. A firm might be profit from safety protocol in a variety of ways. Safety protocol can be helped with certification, protect the organization from legal liabilities claim, and encourage staff efficiency and motivation. In addition to the obvious benefit of keeping employees and customers safe. Furthermore, no risk assessment from a connected activity was undertaken. RARC Hazard Identify Risk Assessment and Risk Control was become an has become an initial component of risk management in the planning, management and operation of an organization. Furthermore, 18 granted crane were not registered with DOSH and factory cleanliness was deplorable. finally, employers' access to and from work was restricted.
Salam sejahtera everyone, my name is Patricia Adasip from AP114A. In my presentation, I will focus on 4 possible causes or fault regarding the accident. My first point is there were no risk assessment conducted when cleaning the mold. Risk assessment is the overall process of hazard identification, risk analysis, and risk evaluation. The aim of the risk assessment process is to evaluate hazard, then remove the hazard or minimize the level of its risk by adding control measures as necessary. It is important to remember that the assessment must take into account not only the current state of the workplace but any potential situation as well. By identifying the level of risk associated with the hazard, the employer and the Health and Safety Committee can decide whether a control program is required and to what level. Next, machineries. Machineries in the factory were not registered with the Department of Occupational Safety and Health. Gantry crane is a structure used to move the precast concrete mold. Based on the information given, there are 18 total of gantry crane in the workplace that has not been registered with the authorities. This action leads to violation of the legislation law. Every machinery should be registered with the authorities. This is to ensure for the approval of relevant crane use in the industry. When the cranes are not registered with the department, supervision from the authorities could not be conducted. Thus, a proper examination, inspection, and supervision of the crane could not be carried. Next point is cleanliness of the workplace was unsatisfactory. Maintaining the cleanliness of factory is important to provide a healthy environment. Industrial workplaces are exposed to danger and the possibility of getting injuries are high. A dirty workplace, especially a factory, could lead to endangering the employees. Tools and equipment used for the working should be stored properly as to prevent it scattered and injuring others from slips and fall. This situation affects productivity of the employees and the work environment. Thus, anticipated event which the precast concrete mold crush the worker may rise. Finally, human factor. Most employees experience fatigue at some point of their life. When this happens, they will be mostly like restless and this situation could affect their work. This could distract the brain, which will not entirely focus on their job. It is essential for the employees to take break if they are exhausted. In this situation, they will not be aware of the surrounding, which it could endangering their life. In the case of the accident, it might the worker are not aware of their surrounding when cleaning the precast mold.
Hi, my name is Loretta Lulok from AP1164A. I will present about possible cause of fault for the case that our group have chosen. First, there were no OS system in the factory. An employee faced in this situation are those linked with the non-application of an organic principle, such as poorly constructed machinery, poorly planned work, and wet sleeper. Every company has their own hazards that must be addressed to ensure the safety of its personnel. To promote an increase in production, this regulation requires all firms across industry to take care of their employees' health and safety. OS must be a top concern to ensure that all personnel are informed of all safety precautions. If the workplace is incapable of keeping workers healthy, there will be trouble. Second, there were no safe work procedure for related work. Ignorance is one of the most common. In this case, the cause of the accident are false and machinery does not work well. Workers should always be worried about personal safety as well as the safety of those around. Faults are caused by extreme carelessness and wet floors and airless. Always be on the lookout for hazard. Maintain the workspace clean and avoid taking unnecessary risks are all examples of safe work practice. The safe work procedure must include the name or description of the work task and hazard that may harm a worker. Third, there was no risk assessment hierarchy conducted for related work. Risk assessment and risk control hierarchy has become crucial to the process of planning, management, and operation of organization. Participants will get the skill and information to develop hierarchy activities at work during this training season. This hierarchy is a regulatory requirement that must be fulfilled before the Safety Management Standard, Occupational Health and Safety Management System and OSES 18001 can be certified. Hierarchy is used to define the type of activity before identifying the hazard source, the risk of accidents. The primary objective of HIREC implementation is to identify all factors that could put workers at risk of an accident and to consider the possibility of hazard that could occur under any condition. Thank you.
Salam sejahtera and salam UiTM di hatiku. My name is Vivian Desi binti George from AP116. Would like to present about precaution on case 23rd January 2020. What is the meaning of precaution? Precaution is a precautionary step performed ahead of time to avoid being harmful, unpleasant, or inconvenient that may occur during work. In this case, many precautions need to be highlighted to prevent this case happen again in the future. According to FMA 1967, it is that employee must ensure that the factory is controlled in terms of safety, health and well-being, and all the machinery should be registered under DOSH. The goal of OSHA 1994, which was adopted on February 24, 1994, it is to protect the safety, health and welfare of all employees at work. Based on the case we chose, an employee must adhere to the OSHA 1994 guidelines. The purpose is to safeguard employees at work from harm. Based on the current focus study, there were no safe practice for a link job in the Johor Bahru factories. Thus, according to OSHA 1994, Section 16, every employee is compulsory to establish a written statement of his OSH policy. Part 4 of the OSHA Act of 1994 established a set of general duties for all employees. This foreign worker may not be following the safety policy process based on the case in the Johor Bahru factory. According to OSHA Section 24, every employee must take responsible precaution to prevent causing injury to themselves or other workers because of their work. As a result, employees should conduct a pre-work briefing or provide pre-work training on machine. This is guaranteed that no incident occur on the job site among the workers. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ryan Nathaniel and I am from AP1164A Group 2. In this video, I am going to present about safety measurements. To reduce the high possibility of a hazard from happening, prevention actions must be taken. Therefore, these are the actions that can be taken to reduce a hazard possibility of being killed or injured by a concrete bolt on a construction site. Number 1. The employers must provide safety training for all employees. The employer should educate employees on all construction sites safety standards and hazards that they may face while on the job. Staffs need to re-evaluate the health and safety policies for each of the job. Number 2. Utilize protective clothing and gear. Contractors and employers should always make workers and staff regularly wear the recommended safety equipment for their jobs, such as safety helmets and safety boots. Number 3. Maintain the equipment and tools on the site. Workers must ensure that it is in proper working order. Tools and machinery should be kept under a regular inspection schedule to make sure they are functioning correctly. Construction site workers have known to get trapped in or under heavy equipment that is not operating correctly. Contractors and employers can be taken for action or may be fined under the OSHA Act 1994. Lastly, the employers and contractors must create a safe work environment. Before any project is executed, the site should be inspected for any unusual hazards. A risk assessment should be conducted. After completing the risk assessment, a list of preventive measures should be made after the assessment is conducted. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. It's me again, Nurul Ain binti Walhan. So the conclusion that we get from this case is, in any situation, we need to be careful always, especially at the place that have most danger. Because health and safety are the key component for every factory of construction. In order to promote the wellness of both employees and employer. This is because when the workers hurt, it's not only impact their health and livelihood, but it also can cause the problem for their family, for the treatment as well as loss income and earning ability if the victim is unable to work due to the injury. And we are concerned that similar incident will recur, and this is why we need to keep informed about safety and health standard in workplace. Besides that, representative perform other function specified in the regulation or assigned to the committee by the employer with its concern. This is why we need to learn about safety and health. This is the strategies to make the environment safe and healthy. It is enable and assist consultation and cooperation between employers and workers. Apart from that, there is why we need the OSH. It can improve safety and health performance. Not only that, staff moral relation also improve. No matter what, the most important things that we have learned from this case is our safety and health. Other than that, employers should inform their employees about the construction factories standard guideline for developing safety and health solution in the factory on the construction site. So that's all from me. Thank you.